presented it to us before in the amount of $12,200. I think he would like to see this get going as the first step on what we're going to do with the property. Do you have any more to add to us? I think have you reviewed it,
Yep.
Janet?
Yep.
She has, did you say you have reviewed it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing more, only that where he thinks the money will come from to fund this will probably be the line item for paving. He would prefer to pull from one line item instead of bits and pieces from multiple line items. It does mean that we will likely just, hold off on paving for a year, but it is better than the alternative of trying to take bits and pieces from various line items.
Okay. Do you have any questions, other questions, Janet? Yep, and I did chat with Sam earlier today about that. Seems to be plenty of money in that line item, so, okay. So may I have a motion to approve this agreement for consulting services with Horizons Engineering to provide the survey engineering study?
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. So we are set with that. New business. Okay, so this is where I am going to use this comment here. So in light of recent news that Secret Cove LLC may be considering opening their property in New London on Lake Sunapee to the public, Ashley, could you please reach out to their representative and see if they would be willing to attend an upcoming Selectmen's meeting? It would be helpful if they could provide an update on their anticipated planning, timeline, and any other relevant details. It would just be really, there's so many stories and things going around all over town.
Yep.
And the recent article in the Valley News and lots of New Hampshire media about the plans for that property.
Sure.
I think it would be helpful if they could come and share with us what their plans are for the future.
Absolutely. I will reach out to her tomorrow and get her on one of the near future select board meetings.
All right. Excellent. And then, like I said, this is going to be a fast meeting. Next is public comments. Is there anybody here who has any public comments they'd like to make on anything that's not on our agenda tonight? All right. Oh, go ahead.
There is one thing. There was a rather significant accident at Four Corners last weekend in front of the Gray House, and Chief Lyon suggested that we write to the state and ask them if they would consider putting one of those flashing signs, like similar to what's at Hilltop across from Hannaford's. And I think it would be a good idea if we did write the state Department of Safety and ask if they would consider doing that.
But that flashing sign is for pedestrians. Was this a pedestrian-related?
No, but it was something like that
A warning.
flashes. Yeah, a warning sign. Apparently, Chief Lyon said that people coming up 114 don't stop. Yeah. And that's what happened. The car it didn't see the stop sign and kept going through. So the person who was traveling on Route 11 got, T-boned.
Yeah. Oh, it's a terrible intersection.
Yeah, so I think at least draw attention to it, at least ask them to consider doing something at that intersection.
Okay. Is that something that would come from town administrator?
Right, yeah.
Okay. I knew they were doing a traffic study at one point at the corner of Seamans and Route 11.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
I don't know if they
ever did
but
that. So they talked about it last year,
Yeah.
doing a traffic study down there because they removed the blinking light down there. Right?
Yeah, they said people didn't see it.
Yep.
I can follow up on that.
Okay.
So it's a traffic study at Seamans and Route 11. Follow up on that.
Follow up on that, and then request to something to do with the intersection by the Flying Goose,
Right, yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
which shouldn't be new news to them.
Yep.
No.
Okay. Town administrator report.
Yes, the only thing that I have is that the water precinct is having a company on site between August 26th and September 1st to investigate if there are any leaks within our water system. We do have information on our website There's a picture of the truck, so everyone knows what the truck looks like that we'll be driving around, and the contact information for the water precinct. Should there be any questions, all questions should be directed to the water precinct, but we're hosting some information on there so everyone is aware that it's happening. And that is August 26th through September 1st. And the company is American Leak Detection, and their emblem is on the side of the truck. That's what we've got.
Okay. Do you want to say anything about your first week or so back in office?
Yes, I actually should say this. I think many of you know that I have had to take a little bit of a leave for medical reasons. I am back. I am in action. I feel wonderful. I want to say a big thank you to not only the select board, but also our town department leads and staff who stepped in and really ran this town seamlessly on my behalf, and I appreciate that very much. I came back last week, and things are full steam ahead. I had a nice ease in last week, but taking lots of meetings this week. We've got a lot going on. We've got several projects that we need to start that I think are time-bound and bonded-bound. So we'll be starting those relatively soon. We're coming into budget season. So certainly things are not slowing down, which is okay, but happy to be back in action and just really grateful for the support. So thank you.
Excellent. All right. Any committee meetings and reports, Janet?
No, I haven't had any specifically, but I did attend the Messer Pond Protective Association meeting on Saturday. I wasn't able to stay the entire time, but they need to be commended for their efforts with regard to conservation on the pond. And they were very grateful to the Public Works Department for all of the help they've given them in mitigating runoff into the pond. So
Oh, good. I'm glad
kudos
you
to
made it.
them.
I was going to try to get there, and I didn't make it. The only thing I have to report was that I attended that executive council meeting last week at Mount Sunapee.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting to see how those meetings work. I couldn't stay for the whole thing, so I wasn't there to see Dan Wolf get his commendation, but I did sit through the presentations by Mount Sunapee and by New Hampshire Lakes, and so, and also Commissioner Stewart, thank you, got up and spoke as well. She spoke very strongly in support of the fact that they are moving forward with RFPs for feasibility studies for the wastewater treatment plant at Mount Sunapee. I actually went up to her myself to thank her, and she said, "Don't worry, it's going to get done." Okay. So I was very happy. I think everybody was happy to hear that at that meeting last week. So that is all I have. I don't think I've had any other meetings either. We have a bicycle pedestrian meeting tomorrow at 5.
And we've invited the Lake and Pond associations to attend the September 4th Selectmen meeting, just to give an update on how their summer went and any relevant news. I should also mention, we are in the works of doing a municipal matters. We're targeting September 8th as the published date, so working through getting content for that as well. But the Lakes and Ponds associations will all be here on the 4th to provide an update.
Excellent.
And I believe Otter Pond is also working on some storm runoff water mitigation as well.
Okay. Meeting minutes. I didn't have a chance to look over the last meeting minutes, did you?
Yeah, I did, and on page 5, at the top of the page, it should be fire wards. I think it says fire watch, something like that, but that,
Okay. So can we move approval to the next meeting, because I didn't have a chance to look at
that
them?
needs to be remedied.
Okay. And, all right, well, I think that's pretty much all we've got. Upcoming meetings and special events, like I said, Bike and Pedestrian Committee tomorrow here at Whipple Hall at 5 o'clock. And the Rec Department is sponsoring a Flying into the Fall Kids Paper Airplane Contest and Community Drum Performance on the 22nd. Is that Friday? 5
It is, and it's in conjunction with Echo Communication.
Okay.
Should be great.
Sounds great. All right, I think that's all we've got besides signing some stuff, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to come on up. We'll be sitting here. Thanks.